Coming up in the longest unfair Grimdark Iron Man blind rogue trader playthrough ever, we jump.
An expected result.
Oh, nice, we did it. And after what feels like another 40 millennia, we finally get into some combat. Start the battle. Oh, it feels good to be back in combat. And we learn about the Grimdark Space Internet. The compiler matches the images and the messages against its data and forwards the results to the central cogitator and myself so that I can begin the ritual of decoding. I know of no other choir that possesses so wise a mechanism. Alright, handsome viewers, it's Warhammer time. Welcome back to some more Rogue Trader. We came into the shrine, the most holiest of holy places on this city-sized vessel, and basically insulted the faith of the Emperor, and we're probably going to be thinking about that for the rest of our playthrough. We pissed off Agenta, we pissed off the Confessor, and yeah, I don't think he wants to talk to us anymore. There's also this, well, I guess what we'll have to do is we'll just have to be extra dogmatic to make up for our slurs against the Master of Mankind. There's also this puzzle here that I have got no clue how to do. It's rather perplexing. I'll have one more go at it. I want to try opening it one more time from the question in the first quarter. Right, so my light reaches everywhere. The greedy will see me in gold. The greedy would not see the Emperor, right, as gold. They wouldn't want to steal the Emperor, would they? The Scholars in humanity's cradle, the origin of humanity. But in the righteous will see me within their souls. The righteous will see me within their souls. Strength or Emperor? Let's go strength. For better or worse, something clicks inside the orb. I'm within every human, and my loss is feared. For without me comes the end. But give me to the Emperor, and you will be eternal. Faith. Another soft click comes from inside the orb. Form the question in the orb's third quarter. I am poison, perdition, disgrace. Burn me down, eradicate me, or perish. Rejected by the Emperor. Your sharp mind quickly scours your memory to fragments of Nadine and your sermons. You call that she mostly denounced the weakness of those who have faith in the Emperor, but are incapable of translating that faith into deeds. She must have weakness. With a click, the hoop settles into place. Form the question of the orb's remaining quarter. In your body, mind, and soul, you must possess me. I am no mere absence of stains. I bring you closer to him. Purity. I've got no idea, man. I guess that's that. We'll maybe come back here one day. For now, to say that this game has a lot of dialogue would be the understatement of the 41st millennium. Go over to the quarter. So we've been to the quarters since we came out of warp space. Oh yeah, I believe we came and we had a bath here, right? I don't think the companions follow. Oh, you can hire mercenaries, yeah. That's from the High Factorum, alright. Yeah, I think we came here. I don't think there's anything important that we missed here. Yeah. Goods. Change appearance. Goods. We found there's some loot here. To inventory. Unfinished letter. What is this? Unfinished letter. His chagrin is irrelevant. Voidvir's mistake cost me too much. Years of work, tremendous resources, all wasted. He has failed at what he was supposed to be irreproachable at, uncovering spies. And this one was a senior officer. I am not about to discard him. Kunrad has served me for too long for his removal to go painlessly for the Protectorate. Besides, he is no fool. He could not have seriously expected to become the next in the Von Valentius line when his skills and talents as Master of Whispers are so valuable. Let his disinheritance serve as a humiliating but instructive lesson from which he may yet learn. Okay, so this is saying that he basically made a huge mistake. She would have gotten rid of him, but he became indispensable. Okay. Politicking within the Imperium, I guess. That's cool information. Can we hold on to that? Oh, we also got these weapons from the vault from... Yeah, I think it was from this very room. We just never equipped them. I must look at those weapons. Let's not forget that. What's this? Beyond the glass, the distant stars glimmer in the darkness of endless space, filling you with an odd sense of dread. There's Tyranids out there. Goods. Cracked data slate. I can't believe we missed all this. 0000111 N872204. The final transactions with the Chartist are complete. The Fiery Reckoning is now fully equipped. 00110. The object has been loaded aboard with its containment intact and placed in the forebay to ensure maximum contact with the target. Coordinates sent and received by the bridge 11000. Target's estimate binary. Time of arrival in the system binary. The Fiery Reckoning is crewed by a servitor hive binary. Chances of the ship returning are minimal. Estimated time binary. I've no clue what I just read. Okay. Again, apologies. The voice. I'm still a bit sick. Don't know if I mentioned that already, but we power on. I'm so into this game right now. There's like nothing will pull me away from this. Data Chronicle. Did we check this before? Oh yeah, I think those are the illustrious first founders of the game when it came out. When they they backed the game when it was in a early access. They're the early access guys. I think they just got credited in the game. Yeah, we don't want to use this. I mean, you can't improve on perfection. Am I right, handsome viewers? So let's go on with this. We've spent so much time, hours upon hours, actually, no jokes, talking to crew members, and it's time to get into some combat. I reckon, to take on a mission. This hefty tome contains schematics of the flagship of House Valencius, in addition to a plethora of notes, copies of reports, and other documents. This majestic portrait, painted by a skilled artist, greets guests who have been granted permission to enter the Lord Captain's quarters. Love it. Maybe we should replace that with our face one day. If the game would let us do that, that would be pretty sick. The Augur calibration ritual is complete. The tech priests are heading to the life support chambers. High effect from Janark. Okay, so I think were those the only options we can do? I just want to explore the ship, get my bearings, click on everything there is to click on. Yeah, so we've done the shrine, we've done the quarters. Did we do the Astropathic Chapel? Is that the bridge? Astropathic Chapel. The indispensable astropaths are instrumental in establishing communication between worlds and ships on the scale of the entire immense galaxy. Continually exposed to the Immaterium's terrors, many of these psychers perish, go insane, or even meet a fate worse than death. Eisenhorn has an astropath. I think his name's Loink. It's very cool. He communicates and uses his psychic powers to, hack the internet. And, if they're on a planet's surface, they'll intercept transmissions and stuff, and he plugs into the computer systems to, monitor things. Game saved. This is... I hope it's not going to be another hour of talking, man. But I am eager.
Have a backup plan.
Astropath. Can't talk to him. Chapel Servant. Am I caught in the song's reverie, or is this really you, Lord Captain? Yeah, these guys are all cooked on warp. The throne is furnished with a conductive charge supply and can be turned into an instrument of execution at any moment. So if these astropaths, if they get a warp breach, or if their mental defenses falter, there's just a kill switch and they just annihilate them to preserve the crew, to preserve the ship. That is so grimdark, bro. Let's go. Love it.
I always keep my options open.
Very cool. The Bridge Technomat. May the holy connections be guarded against the evils of entropy.
Ugh, they're staring at me with their burnt eyes like I'm a leper. I'm just passing through, all right? So you lots can calm down.
You gotta stop caring so much about what other people think, Adira. Just relax. Your Lordship, the Emperor, has blessed this day with your visit. Astropath. Is there anybody important to talk to here? Loot. That's important. And more loot. Let's grab the loot.
Let us not dawdle.
Observer server skill. Oh, we can't talk to it. Goods. Boom. Sealed hermetic infusion. We'll just take all this stuff. Hand flamer cartridges. That's ammo. Servant SK291. Upon completion of your shift, you will receive 5 lashes for violating protocol item 539.62. Zachary Weiss. Who is this man? Who are you? He looks like a model straight from the tabletop with that banner. Oh. That is sick. Zachary Weiss. Chairmaster Zachary Weiss, a tall old man in a long green robe, stands motionless in front of a cogitator. The closer you approach, the clearer you can hear his continuous, unintelligible whisper. You are about to call his name when he falls silent sharply and turns towards you first. Lord Captain, a visit from the rogue trader is an honor for us. Like other astropaths at the chapel, the Chairmaster's eyes are bandaged over with time-worn scrolls of sacred manuscripts. Nevertheless, you cannot shake the feeling that his otherworldly glowing gaze is studying you keenly. How can I be of use, your lordship? Astropaths. Powerful sanctioned psychers who can send and receive messages through space using their telepathic capabilities. Law Imperium test succeeded. We are the Lawmaster. We are the... Guys, come on, we're the Lawmaster. Sanctioning is a brutal procedure, one which robs every astropath of their gift of sight, but in return, they gain a new kind of vision that allows them to see what ordinary people cannot. Gained experience. Sick. Remind me, who are you? The wrinkled face and drooping corners of the mouth look focused yet courteous at the same time. My name is Zachary Weiss, your lordship. I am the choir master of the Astropathic Choir. I was posted to the ship soon after my soul-binding ritual on Holy Terra, that's Earth. You might say I have been serving House von Valentius all my life, the throne world of the Imperium of Man and the original homeworld of humanity and the God Emperor. Have you made a confession lately? The choir master replies, slightly perplexed. I beg your lordship's pardon. The orphans on the ship have already been provided with bare essentials, have they not? Oh, we're just going to completely ignore that we just asked that question. I don't know if it's heresy for us to be poking around like this. Why are some destined to perish in the warp while others must go on? Okay, we'll just completely ignore the fact that we asked them that question. Why are some destined to perish in the warp while others must go on living? Troubling confessions. How odd, he grimaces as though with pain. Odd that you should have listened to my confession, and odd that you should choose to approach me afterward. Why? We are... I'm just exploring the ship, and we seem to be making big mistakes here. I felt that there was anguish in the confession. I wanted to help. I was worried the maker of the confession might be dangerous. Explain yourself. I was led by curiosity. So what is your confession about? Let's say I wanted to help. My confession made you anxious on my account, resulting in a waste of your time, for which I apologize. I'm thankful for your consideration. He smiles a bittersweet smile. Death always keeps close to astropaths, and its punishments for arrogance and weaknesses are severe. I have seen my followers die, and at times the memories are exceedingly hard to bear. Sadly, almost every choir has a story like that, and a survivor who has carried their ghost with them ever since. Weiss lets out a ragged breath. My apologies, but I cannot continue worrying at these old wounds. Directing a choir requires a clear and firm state of mind. So he was basically just confessing sadness because of the fate of the astropaths aboard the vessel. How did you like serving under Lady Theodora? I served her for 2 decades and never knew another Lord Captain before your ascension. With her, I had been through... The choirmaster falls silent, as though briefly transported in his mind to another place. A shadow of regret creeps into his face. Many things. Lady Theodora had a good understanding of my significance within the overall mechanism of the ship's service. Poorly concealed irritation creeps into the expression of regret of his face, which, however, did not stop her from neglecting my warnings. What warnings? What were the warnings? I'm confused. How old are you? Tell me about that. That odd noise inside the chapel does not bother you. We'll speak later. I must have business to attend you. What warnings did she give her? I served for 2 decades. Okay. I wish we could just hone in on that. I'm confused. How old are you? If my calculations are correct, having factored in our movements through the warp, then I turned 34 a month and a half ago. There is a pause. You can't quite decide if the old man is in front of you is joking, but there is not the slightest hint of smile on his face. So then, is he like hyper-aging because of his toll? Tell me about the Astropathic Choir. Of course, Lord Captain, is there something specific you would like to know? What is this place? To us Astropaths, this place is our cradle and our grave, Lord Captain. You are the conflux of every secret missive, every order of prime importance, every scheme being plotted behind the scenes. You are at a place where each of your loyal Astropaths is ready to lay down their life for crumbs of information, if that is your wish. This is so cool. So I think this is going to be a big part of the game Dark Heresy, Owlcat's next RPG. I don't know how big a role this room will take place in Rogue Trader, but you know, Eisenhorn uses an Astropath, and it's all about secretly disseminating and gathering information telepathically, emphasized with the ship systems and stuff. This is very, very cool. We receive and send messages for hours, turning into days. We wander the dark depths of the Immaterium, carrying our voice through the warp's eternal night, bringing it to our comrades in some remote refuge, accepting the voices, signals, and missives of others into our own abode. Those are most often meant for you, your lordship, and at times they are meant for no one. So they're just like receiving, and it's like it's 40k radio, broadcasting and receiving. Point to the mechanical drum. What is this device? Whoa. It is a sacred compiler that helps us record, store, and to an extent unriddle messages. This is the price that humanity has paid because we can't use AI. The Astropaths first receive these messages in the form of muddled images, dictating what they see to the machine, which logs their every word. From the reels of the receivers on the ceiling, the machine-recorded words are routed through lines under the floor into transcribers and then the thesaurus core. This core is the most important part of the mechanism, as it contains a vast catalogue of various symbols and the methods of their interpretation. The compiler matches the images and the messages against its data and forwards the results to the central cogitator and myself so that I can begin the ritual of decoding. I know of no other choir that possesses so wise a mechanism, and I praise the God Emperor for its existence. However, while the compiler hastens the extraction of the unintelligible meaning from perplexing imagery, an Astropath must still open their mind to interpretation, which is no less perilous than the rites of receiving or sending an astropathic message. I freaking love this universe, man. And it's insane how much detail Rogue Trader is going into. If your machine knows the meaning of the symbols, why can't it decode the message itself? Regrettably for us all, your lordship, astropathic messages are not ciphered dispatches, but rather psychic imprints containing information. Only an astropath can read the entirety of something created through the medium of the warp. Furthermore, as messages pass through the Immaterium, they might become distorted by malevolent intent. It falls to your servants alone to shield their mind with faith and separate the true meaning from the influence of the ruinous powers. So if you wanted to hide certain information from me, you could. Absolutely they could. Weiss's face twisted into a bitter grimace. My duty is to shield you from the monstrous communications that filter through the warp. That's so it's like a message through the warp could like kill the whole crew or make everybody go mad. And they've got to protect it. The screams of the Emperor's loyal servants, centuries dead by now, the nightmarish maddening image of the Sea of Souls, that's the warp. The cursed symbols that cause astropaths to convulse in violent fits of frenzy, the messages from abominations in search of weak minds to devour, concealing all of that from you is my duty. If anybody's ever watched, of course you've watched, Astartes, the first Astartes, obviously the second one is still coming out in Warhammer Plus next year. I believe the Space Marine that I think it's an astropath that might be connected up to that like chaos, warp entity thing, and then he starts to convulse, so the Space Marine just punches him in the face and he explodes. That might be another example of an astropath, just succumbing to their fate. Humans are just tools, right? It's like you're a computer, you're a telephone. It's amazing. I love this universe. How does one become an astropath? We were all part of the Imperial Tithe once, psychers delivered to Terra on the Black Ships. I think, don't black ships have something to do with the Inquisition? The dreadful Imperial void ships that transport psychers given up by numerous worlds as part of their tithe to the Imperium. So this is just all part of the machine that just keeps this horrific Imperium going. Oh, I love it so much. But only a few of the candidates had what it took to study astropathy. Fewer still successfully completed the grueling training to be eligible for soul binding, and almost none survived the initiation. He throws his head back. We were given the privilege to behold the Emperor's light, a light flawless and searing, so they can see the what's it called? The beacon on Terra. A fierce smile visits his lips. That changes you. It wounds you irreparably. It takes your eyesight, but in exchange, you commune with greatness. His presence in our souls fortifies them as we stand against malicious powers. So these guys are constantly like, they can only see the immaterium, right? Or the manifestation of the immaterium within real space. And part of the whole ritual of them becoming astropaths is to gaze upon the Emperor himself, and they go blind, but gain this ability to commune and, send and receive messages. After the ritual, an astropath is assigned their position at this or that adeptus. Adeptus is like another word for like priesthood or church, I think. It's like an adeptus astartes is like marine priests. An astropathic relay or a ship. More often than not, our first place of service is also our last. It's like dedication. Another example. So the ecclesiarchy or the adeptus. No, I can't remember. Never mind. If something happens to your choir, where can I find new astropaths? The expression on his wrinkled face grows even more serious. It would be more on point to say when something happens. The Emperor's blessings protect us from the warp's various influences. However, there are horrors dwelling in the void for which even the defense would be no obstacle, especially if one spends as much time in their company as we do. Something I just remembered. Handsome commenter on the channel. Let me get the name actually, because I appreciate comments like this. Guys, at Odin 2077 commented that the warrant of trade given to rogue traders is signed by the Emperor himself, which is why it's like actual power, actual holiness, actual, manifestation of power, I would say. But I don't know too much about that. But thanks for the comment, man. I appreciate stuff like that. Okay, let's continue. There is only one way to procure astropaths, and that is through the Adeptus Administratum. Luck permitting, unattached astropaths from the sector will be posted to the ship, ones who, for whatever reason, have lost their place of service. Failing that, the request will go to Terra, and we will have to wait a long time. The Adeptus Administratum is it's an incredibly grimdark concept that, a misplaced letter or word while they're doing, filing things for the Imperium and just the attributing resources or sending reinforcements here and this and that could one mistake can cost worlds, right? Like thousands, millions of lives. The bureaucratic organization of the Imperium responsible for levying tithes, distributing resources, and performing countless other administrative functions. Yeah, it's grimdark, bureaucracy on an epic scale, and it's just full of satire, actually. That said, there are other options, blasphemous, forbidden options, the core master grimaces. Unsanctioned psychers, unprotected and broken souls who seldom live past their first few seances. I think that's like a seance, it's like when you try and commune with ghosts. But even those who would do, should the God Emperor put our souls through severe trials. But even those who would do, should the God Emperor put our souls through severe trials, and judging by how rabid the warp has been of late, by the number of dead astropaths, those trials will be upon us sooner than our prayers could reach Terra. Grim stuff. I know a couple of places where you can get new astropaths, Idira grins maliciously. That's of course if you don't insist on them being all classy and proper like this fried-eyed bunch. I want to discuss other topics. I am listening carefully, Lord Captain. That odd noise inside the chapel does not bother you. On the contrary, Lord Captain, it is a mental focusing technique used by your flagship's choir, one that I invented myself. This music was written by an astropath. What my charges and I hear in it is not what ordinary people hear. Its true depth and beauty cannot be fathomed without the Emperor's blessing. The music protects our minds from rudimentary thoughts, purifies and sharpens them, but above all else, it serves as a beacon of sorts amid the tumultuous sea of souls, a thread to lead us home from the deadly maze. These guys are just out there mentally in the immaterium with a song to help guide them back home, and they're surrounded by horrors and ruin. We will speak later, Choirmaster. I have other business to attend to. Goodbye, your lordship. The Choirmaster follows you with his otherworldly gaze, glowing gaze as you leave, then turns back to the cogitator. Very cool stuff. An endless stream of symbols fills the paper tapes. A deceased navigator's organ repurposed for the choirmaster's needs. Here is where processed messages converge from all over the chapel.
Is there money to be made?
Okay, sick. The voices blend in an unnatural unison. The longer you listen to the choral chant, the stronger your headache grows. Logic. Oh, 83. Okay, this is a little test we can do. Let's do it.
Failure is just a temporary setback.
The enormous reels are perpetually dragging the paper tapes along without any apparent practical reason, leaving one to think about how they could make for perfectly good rollers for tank treads. Okay. Bridge technical. Sigma AR-87. Protect us from the machine spirit's unrest, for without his gifts our sacrifices are fruitless. You can barely hear the voice of the young astropath standing very still next to the bulky mechanism, his face frozen in a mask of despair. His anemic hands are pressed to his chest, clutching crumpled strips of thick paper. He hears you approach and composes himself. The engineer, his head lowered, does not so much as glance in your direction. With his hands folded underneath his robe, he makes a barely audible unpleasant sound in prayer, in Techna Lingua. A collection of dialects used by the Adeptus Mechanicus and its tech priests can be used as a spoken language with audio bursts and as machine code with electrical signals. Sick. What's going on here? The sacred compiler is ailing, your lordship. A gloom has come over the machine spirits, and they are disrupting the mechanism's operation. The 12th row of the drum is now adding incorrect symbols. The man shows you a stack of papers, and you notice at once that the rows of squiggles in each line all end with the same glyph. We summoned the servants of the Omnisire, but the machine spirits are none too eager to heed their prayers. The esteemed engineer is in a state of tech prayer trance and hasn't moved from the spot for a day now. He shrinks his head into his shoulders timidly. I had the audacity to think that the sacred compiler could be better helped by examining its parts, but who am I to question the secret knowledge of the Adeptus Mechanicus? Oh, it's this guy talking. I thought it was this guy. So the Adeptus Mechanicus are trying to heal the spirit of the machine god inside this thing and fix it. Cool. Why such a trifle of an error? The young man exclaims in astonishment. Imagine a single extra character creeping its way into the coordinates for a warp jump and sending the flagship to the center of a star. Imagine the world disloyal becoming is loyal, resulting in thousands of your faithful servants falling victim to treachery. Nothing is a trifle to an astropath. Love it. That's very... That resembles, that echoes the sentiment of the Administratum. How did you let this happen? Forgive me, your lordship, but I do not know the answer. The astropath lowers his voice to a whisper, glancing at the praying engineer. Sorry, just drinking some water. I'm afraid even the Adeptus Mechanicus don't fully comprehend the workings of this mechanism. We're only knowledgeable on the surface-level machines. The receivers commit the messages to paper. The transcribers sort the mental imagery by semantic category and feed it into the thesaurus core. And then the sacred compiler supplements the messages with a list of symbols and their interpretations. However, the mechanism extends far deeper into the bowels of the ship. Therefore, I wouldn't even venture a guess at the possible source of this trouble. Let us see if there's any way I can help. We got a quest! Compiler out of order. Fixed issues affecting the chapel's machinery. I am in love with this game. Praise be to the machine god. The mechanism rotates steadily, adding dry clicking notes to the chapel's melody every time a manipulator catches against one of the dents on the drum. Oh wow, it's even... That's some nice details. They only move when there's one that is exposed. Logic.
I'll learn from this mistake.
Oh man, do we not get to try these again? Ink blotches appear haphazardly on the paper tape, likely result of the machine spirit's mischievous nature. This is so sick. I don't think there's any media on Earth that will get you as involved and invested and immersed in Warhammer as this. 43%. We'll come back when we have higher tech. Let's not waste it. I'm just going to do some sound balance, guys. Give me a sec. Sorry, the game was a bit loud for me. I've fixed it now. Chapel Servant. Your Lordship, the Emperor has blessed this day with your visit. Indeed. Observe service goal. Okay, I think... Oh. Crumbling Receiver Router. Astropaths. Sigma. Wax-stained Interpreter. Did we miss that?
Always keep your eye on the prize.
I hope we can come back here and try these things again. 43% is not high enough. I don't want to waste all these things. Maybe we should. Ah, yes, the weapons. Let's quickly sort this out. So, we got that, and that. These are quest items, I believe. And then we've got some weapons. Not great weapons. And then these are consumables, and that's a quest item. So we'll just do some rudimentary sorting. Wrath of Saint Drusus. One-handed melee weapon. 8 to 12. So that's Abelard. 8 to 12. Ooh, nice damage increase. Does not have an area attack. Okay, so we lose cleave. Increases damage from all sources against any hit targets by plus 15% until the end of combat. Does not stack. Okay, so we lose the ability to sweep, but everything that he touches will take 15% extra damage. I'm 100% taking that. Last wave. Oh, a new shotgun. Okay, that's us. 10 to 15, 10 to 15. No change there. Shots from the shotgun push targets 3 cells away, even if the shot misses. Okay. I guess that's pretty sick. Badoom. That also looks pretty sick. Then, who gets the old shotgun? Do we give that to... Oh, wait, and then this. What is this? Heirloom pistol. Solid projectile, one-handed ranged weapon. Light, 4 to 6 damage. Who uses an auto pistol? She casts spells mostly. She's got her bolter. I don't think we're going to replace that. Lance pistol. Auto pistol, pistol burst. This auto pistol can be used as if the wielder has the dual weapon combat talent. Interesting. Plus 5 perception, plus 5 ballistic skill. Solid projectile weapons have an increase. Okay. Dude, that's awesome. Do we give that to Abelard? Yeah, because we're mostly using the shotgun. I think. Does that mean that he can shoot and swing in the same turn and not be penalized for it or something? How can we check his talent now? How do we see his talent? No. Okay, if we go to his features, no, talents, thick skin, multi-weapon proficiency. Oh, okay, so he's got dual weapon combat. The character can attack with the second weapon in their current weapon set in addition to the usual 1 attack per round. This attack suffers a minus 20 penalty to weapon skill and ballistic skill and costs plus 1 AP more. Okay, it might come in handy. I mean, it's better than what he had before, I guess. Then, anything for them? I don't think so. Why is my sorting? It reshuffled my entire inventory. That's unfortunate. Okay. Do we give her a shotgun, maybe? Or maybe it'd be good to have a melee weapon. Oh, and then we've got the spare chainsword. Who takes that? Do we take that? 7. I think chainsword should also cause bleeding. Let's go. I'm happy with the axe in case we ever need to do some bleed damage. And maybe we replace her. We'll do that. Or do we do that? I think we do that. Okay. It is what it is.
I always have a backup plan.
Cool. And then we're going to check. Oh my god, so many quests. Errands, companion quests, the prologue, and chapter 1. So we're officially in chapter 1 now. Got some prologue. All right, with blood. Show completed. Okay, we can toggle that off. Looking for trouble. So we see here. Why are only these 3 highlighted? weird. Okay. Let's hide that. Chapter 1, Looking for Trouble. A matter of the utmost importance led the interrogator of the Inquisition, Heinrich von Colax, to the Owlcat system. So the Inquisition's servant is the primary quest, I guess. Troubling confessions. Lord Captain heard 3 unusual confessions. Okay, now we've got these as well. What does this symbol mean? In progress. In progress. In progress. Why do these have weird symbols? Errands. New quest. New blood. The crew losses suffered during the cultist raid can be remedied on Riker Minoris. The void ship requires a new engine, so it may be found somewhere in the system. The void ship needs a new navigator. One must be found in the Navis Nobilite station. Fix the issue affecting the ship's machinery. Yeah, we know about that. And senior officers would be good starting point investigating. Okay, that's fine. We'll look deeper into that later.
Let us not dawdle.
We must remember to come back here later. Underneath the grill, you can see enormous outlines of formidable machines in a greenish haze. All of those are goods. Machine spirit vaultlets, collection of protocols. Very cool stuff. Okay. Is there? Let's do this. Is there any more loot? No, I think we are done here. Faulty transcriber manipulators.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Okay, we'll come back when we've got more tech use. And I think we have now fully explored the ship, finally. Holy, that took forever. Okay. Now I believe we use the Cronus Expanse map.
Lord Captain?
No, that's fine.
Lord Captain.
Okay. I also want to get more companions. I understand that there are many, many, many companions in this game. Okay, so what do we do now? Do we just get to it? Unidentified void ship. Sick. Where are we? Over here. Owlcat Majoris. Scan is required. Eurac V. How do I know where we should go? The guide. Make contact with the Novus. Is that the most important thing to do right now? Is get the Navigator? Visit Owlcat Filia, the prison planetoid. Why? There was no quest related to that. Why would it take us there? Quests. Visit... Oh, looking for trouble. Okay, hold on. Let's read this properly. A matter of the utmost importance led the interrogator of the Inquisition, Heinrich von Colax, to the Owlcat system. The rogue trader's duty as a loyal servant of the Imperium is to find the interrogator and aid him in his mission. Since his whereabouts are currently unknown, it may be easier said than done. So he's not an Inquisitor, he's just an interrogator. The prison planetoid of the Owlcat system may have caught the interrogator's attention. Okay. Make contact with the Navis Nobilite station. The navigator's... Okay, so that's just that thread. I think we'll leave that for now, and we'll try and do these other things. The guide. Yeah, we'll do the errand. Let's go to the Nobilite. Or is that going to be more conversation? I don't want more conversation. I want to fight something. A scan is required. Do we go to Machine Spirit Keeper, New Blood? There's a lot of quests here on Minoris. Astropathic Station. I think we go here. Or maybe we go for the Navigator. Yeah, let's do that. On Eurac V. Vox Master Vigdus. Lord Captain, Astropathic Choirmaster Zachary Weiss is asking to speak to you via a private channel. Continue. Oh, this is so Star Trek. Greetings, your lordship. I can report that the choir is listening tirelessly to the Immaterium in the hope of picking up voices from the dynasty's ships or worlds. However, we have heard something horrifying instead. Amid the Immaterium's tumult, something is screaming. The scream is driving your choir mad. Until it stops, we have no hope of contacting any of the dynasty's worlds. It is coming from Rycad Systems' Astropathic Station. What is the nature of the scream? We do not know, your lordship, but it has brought the Immaterium to a boil. It has always been violent, roaring ocean that could spell doom to any who would consider stepping into its waters. Now, however, it has become a cradle of madness, where expelled images fuse together, twisting and crackling, before the crashing into the minds of all who perceive it. A mighty warp storm, the likes of which I cannot recall, rages in the Imperium, and it fills me with terror. Psychiatrix Maledictum. A huge warp storm stretching across the galaxy, the rest of the catastrophic rift in real space. Isn't that the heart, like where Cadia was or something? It's like where the warp actually bleeds into real space. If the scream stops, we'll be able to contact someone. I humbly hope so, your lordship. Perhaps we will manage to send a call to aid to the Von Valentius worlds for one of the dynasty's allies. We're going to pay a visit to that station. Thank you, your lordship. The scream. Psychic screams coming from Aspect Station. Maybe we do that first. What was the name? Oh, we'll just look for the quest, right? Dum. No. Scream. This is VX02537. VX02537. It's there. Let's go sort this out first. I don't know how the leveling works in this. Like, can we accidentally go to like a level 50 quest when we're only level 5? The Astropathic Station is dead ahead of the void ship. It is motionless. There is lifeless silence across its vox frequencies. Its lights are out. Even those who have no warp sensitivity can feel the presence of death. It is here, lurking in the shadows. All of this makes reading the reports of the ship's astropaths, who claim to be hearing an incessant ghostly howl emanating from the station, all the more disturbing. Contact the station by vox. Deploy a scouting team. Stay away from the suspicious station. Let's contact. The station is not responding. Perhaps there is no one left who could respond. I feel like I'm playing a point-and-click adventure Star Trek game in Grimdark. Deploy a scouting team. The enforcers offered their prayers and proceeded to enter the uncanny station. What they saw inside was monstrous. Astropaths upon their thrones. Not quite here, not quite now. Smudged, as it were, across time. Servants reliving their horrible deaths again and again, only to be reborn out of ashes and blood into more agony a moment later. The warp manifested itself here, twisting the very nature of existence. The main hall was covered in a crust of psychic ice. A green-robed blind old man sat motionless upon a tall throne. He was quite literally embedded in the ice, yet he was still alive and screaming. 80% law check. Send Zachary Weiss to the station with a squad of bodyguards. That seems kind of dangerous. Order the station to be explored. Order that the man be put out of his misery. Burn everything. Burn everything. Seal the station, dooming its ghost inhabitants to an eternity of suffering. That's a high chance. Let's go for that. Succeeded. Choir Master Weiss boarded the station in person and proceeded to the choir's hall. He stood silently for hours in front of a man frozen in ice and held a telepathic conversation with him. Then Master Weiss offered a prayer to the God Emperor, and the unfortunate man passed away. Upon returning to the ship, Weiss reverently presented the Lord Captain with a grim trophy, the late Choir Master's amulet, taken from his frozen body after his death. Denial of nightmares. If worn by a psyker, the wearer gains immunity to the horrors of the warp effect. Horrors of the warp. The target suffers -5 to weapon skill, ballistic skill, willpower, strength, and -1 to resolve difficulty to the demon. Okay. This amulet is painfully cold to the touch. It once belonged to an astropath who stood strong against the horrors of the warp. Though its former owner met a terrible end, its unbending will lives in this relic. Okay. We'll give that to Idira. The psychic shriek carrying across the Immaterium has been silenced, but this has brought the crew no relief. A chilling realization came to the astropaths when they discovered that the cry was masking a different sound, one even more terrifying and surreal. It was the melody of a cataclysm born from a warp storm of titanic power, so intense that the entire expanse must be able to hear it. It muffles astropathic messages and crawls into psychers' minds, evoking everywhere the same image, a dark, gaping, beastly mouth, cleaving the universe in two. Now that the mad choir master has finally stopped screaming, the song of the Immaterium has reached the rogue trader's void ship too. Beastly mouth. The Psychiatrix Maledictum. Order the station to be explored, burn everything, seal the station, dooming its ghostly inhabitants. Let's explore it. Right? A brief and chilling chronicle of the station's doom was found in the scribe's records. A warp disturbance of monstrous proportions wiped out half the choir at once, turning the Astropaths into living portals through which torrents of the Immaterium's energies poured out. Those who lasted longer bellowed and howled about a black rift that had split the universe into before and after, and a darkness that would devour the Astronomicon's light. That's it. The Astronomicon is the beacon that helps navigators triangulate the course of their void ships. That's basically Terra. Or Earth. Burn everything. Seal the station. Doom its ghostly inhabitants for eternity of suffering. No, we'll burn everything. Void torpedoes shatter the fragile station. One can only hope that the unfortunate souls captured by the warp have perished along with their home. Well done. That was pretty cool. I mean, that was very cool. In terms of like, a click, click, click narrative thing, that was sick. So we've got one identified void ship. We've got one... This is where the Nobilite are. We've got some quests here. Maybe this is the way to go. We start off here. There's 2 quests there, I think. Let's go. Rather, yeah, we'll focus on getting the ship up to speed. Vox Master Victus. Lord Captain reporting the heralds of the Navis Nobilite continue to maintain Vox silence, perhaps due to Eurac V being off-limits to visitors. We intercepted signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. The demands are clear. We are told to turn the ship around immediately. We have also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's docks. Presumably, it is the remains of interplanetary shuttles. Perhaps the esteemed Navis Nobilite house requires aid and therefore cannot respond to our Vox transmission. Contact them again. I'll negotiate personally. Order an auger crew to scan the station. Turn back. No one dares to give me orders. We will not invade the Navis Nobilite station without first acquiring official approval. Let's scan the station. Yes, Lord Captain. The Vox remains silent for a while, but then you hear static and Victus's measured voice. The officers from the auger crew performed a full scan of the station, but the information is imprecise. They note wave distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings. We were able to ascertain that the reactor core of the station is still active, but many compartments are unpowered and some fully depressurized. The signs of a biological activity are largely present in the central module, which means the station has not been abandoned. So the question remains, why are the esteemed Navigator's heralds ignoring us? We will not invade Navis Nobilite station without first acquiring official approval. Order the crew to commence docking with the station. Contact the station again, I'll negotiate personally. The Vox relays the codent sound of grinding gears and clicking tumblers. I'm sorry, Lord Captain, the station does not reply even after an official greeting by a rogue trader and the declaration of your intent to negotiate in person. We will not invade Navis Nobilite station without first acquiring approval. Lots of difficult decisions to make. Do we force our way in? Maybe we find out more information somewhere else. Yeah, we'll not invade without official approval. Lord Captain, only the navigators are blessed with the gift of steering ships through the Immaterium. Anyone else would succumb to the same nightmarish influence if it projects on the crew and the vessel. To attempt traversing warp space without a guide is a fool's errand. Wait, I'm not trying to go to warp. I'm just trying to go somewhere else. Forgive me for intruding, Lord Captain, but I feel it is my duty to remind you that the Navis Nobilite are highly respected citizens of the Imperium, humanity's guides through the warp. The power and status of a highborn navigator house is akin to that of your protectorate. To aid them in their hour of need is to acquire an influential ally. Okay, then I guess we're going in. Affirmative, Lord Captain. We do not know what is happening at the station, so you'll have to go look for the esteemed navigators blind. Dock safely, and may the God Emperor light your path.
Let's go.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
The Navigator station is responding. Okay. Wretches, you will be consigned to oblivion for your transgressions against the house. Immortal Emperor, deliver your servants from peril. Prayers will not help you, servant of the damned. I'm very confused. In the name of House Orcelio, I command you to execute the infidels. Oh. You got him. Not a step further. Master, we have some strange guests on the station. Felix Orcelio. A tall man stops you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down the pearly scales of his weary face, and not just his own blood. Two jet black, unblinking eyes are watching your every move, and the third one, the mark of a navigator's fate, is menacingly pulsing behind the lowered lid in the middle of his forehead. Step back, or I will unleash all the horrors of the Sea of Souls upon you. Emperor, be my witness. Abelard, if you would be so kind. Desist, brother. It was the Emperor's will that brought me to this abode. Keep talking to me this way and I'll make you swallow your own tongue. Abelard, if you would be so kind. Desist, brother. The Navigator frowns. No one has the right to interpret his will so freely, brother, but wait, I recognize your coat of arms. You must be a lord of the Von Valencius dynasty. Yes, I am absolutely positive, in fact. And since fate has brought such an important person into my abode, allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands Felix Christoph August, keeper of this station. So you did not come to offer support to the traitors. This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Eurac V is a holy sanctum for House Orcelio, and the path to it is only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say you are not on the guest list. Provide me with a navigator and I will immediately depart the station. I came here in search of a navigator, and you're coming with me. I'm looking for the Lord Inquisitor's interrogator, one Heinrich Skolax. Do you know of anything of his location? What is happening on the station? Where did all these corpses come from? Betrayal, a most banal thing in the life of the nobility. Don't you think I was stabbed in the back? Don't you think? I was stabbed in the back by my closest friend, Theobald Orcelio, the second keeper of Eurac V, and my mentor. On his instructions, my own people sabotaged the generators, blew up the shuttles, and brutally massacred the loyal servants of my mistress. Most unforgivably, they dared to take her prisoner, greedy scum. I swear by the throne's light their souls will perish in the darkness of the void. Felix falls silent for a few moments and then furiously slams the end of his staff into the floor. The madmen have captured Lady Cassia and are now torturing her upstairs while we are idly chatting down here. Help me rescue her or be gone, but waste no more of my precious time. What kind of help are you talking about? I still have questions. Consider situation. Taken by force. Attack. What kind of help are you talking about? I would never ask you for such a favor under the different circumstances, and yet, Felix takes his hand away from his ribcage and notices blood and winces in pain. And yet, Lady Cassia's well-being is above all. I haven't got many people left, and my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness, but you may actually succeed. In order to ascend to the mistress's chambers, you will need to remake a holy relic sanctified with the blood of Lady Orcelio herself. This is the control rod of the elevator machine spirit. I have one part and the other was lost during the mutiny, but even this relic will be of no use unless the elevator mechanism is powered. How do I make the control rod? I have a phylactery containing the mistress's blood. It needs to be taken to the laboratory, which is located behind one of the reliquary doors. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help to rebuild the rod. The tech priest ceaselessly performed the rites of appeasement so that this machine spirit would serve the house in its time of need. The fateful hour is upon us. How am I supposed to power the elevator? Give me a chance to have a sip here. The station's main cogitator is situated in the guardroom. Just enter the correct command sequence and the sacred mechanism will do the rest. If it's so simple, why don't you do it yourself? I never said the feat would be easy to accomplish. The path to the laboratory and the guardroom is blocked by the very same madmen who took over the station. They will not negotiate and are not afraid of displeasing the Navis Nobilite or incurring the Emperor's wrath. They bow only to brute strength, something which I currently happen to lack. I guess that makes sense. So what have you decided, descendant of the Von Valencius line? Take it by force. I'll rescue your mistress, but in return I require the House of Sirius sign a contract with my protectorate. The rogue trader's aid will cost your house, but you should rejoice, for your mistress will live. It will be an honor to save the lady from her woes. The woes of your house upset the balance of power in this part of the galaxy. I will help you, if not for the sake of profit, but for the good of the Imperium. I still have further questions. Our idle chatter will not serve Lady Cassia, but if you need to be sure of something before you can, so be it. Tell me about your mistress. Regretfully, I'm not allowed to discuss my mistress, whether with her retinue or outsiders. She will tell you about herself personally if she feels like it. That is, assuming she survives. I'm begging you to not waste any more of our precious time, for it is running out. I wonder if time is actually a factor. I would love it if time was actually a factor here. What makes you think she's still alive? A spark of concern flickers on the black pits of his eyes. You may not believe me, Lord Cassia, but Lady Cassia is capable of... The Navigator cringes, seemingly in pain, and furiously exhales incredible things. Not even the traitor Theobald can easily harness her power. My men have reported the station is in a horrible state. The Navigator irritably brushes away a strand of bloodied hair. Trust me, I should know. Everything happened too quickly. There were dozens of reports of accidents, victims, and failing systems. But the only precious thing aboard this station is Lady Cassia's life. Everything else is futile and can be easily replenished. Why do you not respond to the messages from Reich Admiral Norris? I have already said Eurac V is sacrosanct. It is the holy domain of the Navis Nobilite, and it is forbidden for commoners from the world below. We had hoped to solve the crisis on our own, but when the situation spiraled out of control, we could not establish contact because the traitors had disabled our equipment. Enough questions. I hope your curiosity is fully satisfied. I like this one. If I rescue your mistress, but in return I require that House of Sirius sign a contract with my protectorate. FedEx's reply sounds curt and tired. So be it. Hurry. The mistress's safety is all that matters, but should you fall, our arrangement is finished. Items received with laxative about a sealed vial engraved with the initials CTEO. End dialogue. Okay, goodness gracious.
Is
like
there
what
money
a
to be made?
what a long-winded conversation to just get going, right? Multi-key and some cargo. Okay. What do these guys have to say for themselves? Address your questions to Master Fennec. Do we see anything worth looking around here? So are we on some kind of like station? Examine awareness 90.
That was
White. Bright, pure color. And it's all riddled with horrible veins that carry the poison of fear and pain throughout its body. Who are you? Why are you crying?
The corpses.
If the witch is talking about the enemies of humanity who set upon this abode of noble navigators, then our weapons will soon dispel their wicked misery.
The corpses were mauled by a force far beyond any mortal capacity. The faces were twisted in pain and their hands are fused with improvised weapons, tools, scissors, and cutlery. Brutal, man. Jump, athletics 80.
I always keep my options open.
Turn this thing on. What is this thing? The hallmarks of a great RPG in my mind are when you're, if you guys are into like tabletop roleplay, RPG type stuff, you don't give the player enough information. You give them just enough to make mistakes, and that is what I feel like Owlcat are doing rather greatly here. Let's turn this thing on. The elevator's power's out.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Jump.
An expected result.
Oh, nice, we did it. Look at us. Athletics test succeeded. Are there? Yes, there's bad guys. Finally, some combat. It's been 9,000 years. What is this?
Cast your eye there.
Oh, we've got a trap. Disarm 100% demolition. Do it. Traps. There is a trap ahead. Order your character to disable it.
Me today.
If a character enters a trapped area or fails to test to disarm it, the trap will trigger, dealing damage and inflicting injuries on all characters within this area of effect. Sometimes you'll see a trap marked with a red area and connecting dotted line. This line leads to the mechanism that controls the trap. Hover your cursor over the mechanism. If the cursor changes to a trap icon, the trap can be disarmed by interacting with the mechanism. Click left mouse button on the mechanism to attempt to disarm test. If you have your entire party selected, the character with the highest relevant skill, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I mean, that's, you know, click on thing to disable thing, pass test. The Lady Navigator's statue looks pristine and new. Wow, it really does. She looks like an epic psycho.
Keep your wits about you.
Good. Oh, here we go. That is a lot of guys. Stand firm, we must not let the miscreants defile House Orcelio. So these guys been completely mind control corrupted, I guess. For House, fire at will for House Orcelio.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
You dare cross
Speeding
the
up animations in
faithful.
combat. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I think we go here. Put Abelard up here. Put her over here. Was this full cover there? And you come here. Start the battle. Oh, it feels good to be back in combat. Squad commander.
Weapon at the ready.
There are a lot of guys here. Are we in danger? No, he just blasted his own guys. Again.
Break
Unfair is
them,
not feeling so unfair right now.
My faith strengthens me.
Weather the storm!
Oh, okay, 2 damage. It's alright, it's alright, we got this.
It's
Do the
as good
thing.
as done.
Okay, we're gonna give Agenta a turn. But first we give her
My
command.
gut tells me it's a bad idea.
Give her
Who if
command.
not me?
And we give her an extra turn.
I'll make it happen.
And she's gonna go to town. Like that. 42 on that guy. Or 29. Let's go for that. Epic. The bolter sounds incredible. Grant 6 momentum, this is for battle, so there's no downside to not using this, so I guess
Faith
we just
without
use it.
deeds is worthless.
Okay, she's done. Back to us. We still have an attack. Can we go here and take a shot? 27. Oh, we've got the shotgun, so we should do this.
Taking
100%.
calculated risk is my second nature.
Brilliant. I'm loving this. Okay, so that's him done.
Follow my lead!
Very scary. I really don't want to die. For those who don't know, we are doing it's like an iron mode run. 1 save, 1 life. Going for the achievement. Blind playthrough. All that good stuff. The way games are meant to be played. Okay, it's Abelard's turn. I'm really keen to see how he does the dual attack, the double attack. So let's brace for impact. Let's not waste that. Let's go here. So we can do 55%, 37.3. So let's do an auto pistol attack.
A tactically sound
And then we
approach.
should be able to swipe with our sword. Oh,
I will do my
cool. 2 attacks in 1 turn. That's great. And then we
At your
endure.
beck and call.
Okay.
Stay vigilant. Weapon at the ready.
These guys are just moving up. Adira. How scary is the god? I'll be back in a sec. Gotta take a phone. Alright, that was a quick phone call, but we are back, and we're going to slaughter these absolute heathens. Adira, what can we do in this situation with her? What's, Let's do some lightning bolt, I guess. Let's try that.
do.
Oh, just one jump. Okay. I think
Anything else?
we expose on him. And we give Abelard some defense.
Is that you?
And
Or-
we're good. Magenta. Do some Adeptus Roritus work. I guess we just go for 95. Wow, she's got quite the range. Let's do that.
Guided by faith!
Damn it. Okay, and then do we run and gun again? Oh, yes. Okay, so... immediately removes the wounded effect until the next... Is she currently wounded, though? How can we easily see this? I don't think she's wounded right now. So do we save that for later? But we have to use it now. This is going to give us 5 MP minus 1. That costs 1. I think... Let's see if we can use it next round.
I'll do it.
Let's do that. And then do this.
As the Emperor commands, none can escape the Emperor's
Nice! Oh, she's on fire. Epic.
Follow my lead. Death to the heritage.
5 is alright, nothing too bad.
Oh,
Oh, she's taking a beating.
My faith shields me.
Wow, okay. Damn. She's gonna get wounded at this juncture. Okay, can we get our guy up there? Oh, he's got the shotgun. We need to remember that. We just give Agenta another turn. We'll give him voice of... Oh, wait. Okay, let's move up to there. And give her... Why can't we give her the extra turn?
I refuse.
Target is too far. What if we go there? Then she's
I'll
away.
see to it personally.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, she's got her second turn. She's got 2 of those. That'll cost 1. Then we can still do 1 because we've got 2.
I'll do
Yes,
it.
That's fine. So I'm just referring to the AP down here, guys. Can we finish one of these guys? Get them out of the picture.
Faith
Yes.
without deeds is worthless.
Oh, come on. And then
I'll
give
make
him
it happen.
characteristic buff, and we don't want to shoot because we will blast Abelard. So let's get Abelard up to... Oh, these guys are so far away. Good thing everybody has some form of ranged weapon. Which brings into question, how good is this? 3 to 5, 4 to 6. Let's just go like this. Get some cover. And go for a... Do we do the burst shot, or do we do... Go for that.
My place is at the fore.
Damn it. Oh, okay, we forgot about that. My bad.
It will be
Endure.
done.
Can we reload? Yes, we can. And we're done.
My faith strengthens me.
Keep missing. Adira, can you hit these clowns from over here? No, you cannot. You can do a psychic shriek from there.
the Empyrean. What an
Got him.
unfortunate turn of fate.
And then let's give
But of
Magenta some
course,
deflection. Ah, she's wounded. Damn it. Okay, can we put her here and just focus down this guy? Or do we get the ads? What does this guy do? Active unquestionable order. One cannot disobey. Grants an ally an extra turn. Yeah, okay, let's get rid of this clown. Go over there and reload.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Did we lose Revel or did we use it? I can't even remember.
As the
82%.
Emperor commands, I
Oh,
act.
come on. Yeah, she's done.
Follow my lead.
Whoa.
Stay vigilant.
All good. Dodged.
Just a minor setback.
It's all good. It's fine. Timothy. Voidicus. Do something epic. Oh, we can blast that guy to smithereens. Do that.
Your end was inevitable.
What is that voice? Is it because this became available? Okay, I don't think we need it. We could use this. Dira. And can we give... Oh,
I'll see to
this
it
seems
personally.
overpowered, man. 40%. 82%. Where's the other guy? Down there. We can't reach him. Okay, we just take a shot at him.
Doubt is for the weak.
I'll take it. Firearm mastery. The soldier gains the ability to make a number of extra attacks equal to their weapon's rate of fire. Let's try it.
Power resides in the will of the righteous.
That. I'll take it. 15 damage. That was a good move. And we can go
I'll
again.
do it.
Can we go again? Yes, we can.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Oh, no. Again.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
No. Shift 1. That'll consume one, but then make the next one so we won't get anything from it. Yeah, let's leave it. He's done. Okay, Abelard. Just get close and ruin this guy's day.
That's not the Seneschal's
Farther's
job.
too far. Is it a weapon distance thing? Yeah. Range is 5. Okay, I see. So if we get there, he can shoot us, but we can't shoot him. So maybe we just take the cover. Or can we get close enough to shoot him? No, we cannot. So we'll
I've
move there,
seen
and
worse
that's
battles
that.
than this in my time. Indeed.
Endurance, and I believe... Wait, what if we do this?
Victory is imminent.
Look at us being
At
so
your beck and
tactical.
call.
Damn it. Okay, nice. Adira, probably not going to be able to reach anything from here. Yeah. We'll go here. And shift 3.
Will do.
Expose his weaknesses. Done. I think that's it. Agenta, come over here and finish this
God
clown.
Emperor, move through me. Be the fire
Get
in my
him.
heart.
Dead. What? She, like, popped off this round. Okay, that's fine.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
I won't stand for it.
Can we not get any closer? No, we do that.
Let's make
Go
some
there.
opportunities.
Not enough range. Give him an extra attack. We can't. Shift 2. Can't do that. Give it to her. Then do that.
I'll make it happen.
And maybe... No, there's no way she reaches. Okay, that was dumb. That was so dumb. But what we can do is heal her to get rid of that.
Ministration is a holy task.
Nice. Nice. Okay, we're done. Abelard, kill that man.
It will
Get
be
some
done.
Endurance. So we can do 3 attacks.
I
We
will
charge,
do my duty.
and then we shoot, and then we stab.
One fewer target.
Epic. This is really coming together.
Let us not dawdle.
Oh, it's time to loot. Let's go. Pontius Sophius Galasius on the training of worthy servants at the court of the Navis Nobilite. A good major domo attempts to nurture only the finest of followers in the garden that is their master's life. Therefore, new seeds for the garden must be weeded out with the utmost care, so that the garden's trees may yield the sweetest fruit. The lessons below will help you separate the precious seeds from the vile thorns, to cultivate the perfect garden for any lady navigator. Faithful servant always makes sure their mistress's rooms and garments are clean. A faithful servant will never offer their mistress the same dress presented earlier in the cycle. A faithful servant offers their mistress a glass of fresh water upon waking. A faithful servant tastes each dish and every drink before serving it to their mistress. A faithful servant will have mastered the art of styling their mistress's hair. The total time that 5 servants can spend on arranging their mistress's coiffure should not exceed 3 revolutions of the chronometer. A faithful servant lives for their mistress and gladly gives their life for her as well. A faithful, yeah, okay. Good stuff.
I always have a backup plan.
Let's examine. Law Imperium 100%. Initiate Epic Lawmaster mode.
That's how it's done.
What did we get? Statue by the famous Silixian sculptor and chronicler Zacharias Vernon the Magnificent, the 23rd year of this millennium. Original. Okay, so he's a work of a famous sculptor. Data crypt H40KO. The data crypt carries an inspection on its fused casing. Okay, that's probably quest for here. Avalon.
I always keep my options
We
open.
want to loot this dude. How do we loot? There we go. Oh, flak chest plate. These are medium armors and a well-maintained. No, wait, a las gun, full-on las gun. I think that might be quite good for us. Let's take all that stuff. Can he wear the armor? 25%. Let's go. Look at us. Okay. How does this compare? He has heavy. This is medium. 35%. We'll leave that with him. That's fine. Adira. So we're getting less dodge, but more armor. Do we want everybody to be super armored? Or should we give her a little bit of dodge? I think the dodge is more important because she's further away, right? I don't know. No idea what to base that decision on. Mesh chest plate medium, 25%. 20%. Okay, so hers is better. Has that been shown? Show helmet. Okay. And this item that we got earlier. If worn by cycle, we get immunity to the horrors of the warp. So let's put that on Adira. And these are quest things that we need to figure out. And then I just want to check out this las gun. Badum, las gun. So it doesn't do nearly as much damage. But what's the range? 10 compared to 3. Okay, so maybe we do this. That's our primary. The shotgun's maybe our primary for close quarters, and then this is long range. I know we get some ridiculous las gun buffs later, which is cool. Does anybody else need a las gun? 5 to 7 to get that range, right? Range 8, 3 to 5, 5 to 7. Yeah, I think we take off the scrappy to get that guy. Nice. And for her, I think we just leave that as it is. We give the scrappy, the range is 8. Yeah, so this is her range weapon essentially because it uses it. We can cast the spells, right? What is this thing's range? 12. Okay, so she's really good long range. Again, I'm happy with that. Let's continue. Let's get these goods. Intercepted conversation between security officers. Tremendous honor, yes, but this promotion will transfer the entire squad to the child's personal guard. By the guard emperor. Well, you are strapping, lad. You'll probably make it for a cycle or 3. It has worn down better men than me. What even is the point if your brains turn into mush? I may rip out my eyes like Amos did. Amos is a character from Eisenhorn. What? At best, I'll just go bonkers like that little shit stain that kept stealing our Iho. Oh, what happened to that one? Threw himself out of a depressurized chamber because some voices told him to. Calm down. Keeper Fennec said that the squad will not have to serve the child for long. He even gave us a little leeway. Unlike that fish-eyed. Be quiet, he might hear you. Well, you know what I mean. He almost busted our heads because someone forgot to check the catering unit. We haven't let out a single outsider in over 10 years, but Keeper Theobald let in a single outsider in over 10 years, but Keeper Theobald keeps finding things to fret over. Imagine the shrieking if he finds out Keeper Fennec didn't make us inspect the hangar after Lord Winterscale's most recent visit. That's the other rogue trader. Throne forbid. I tried to steer clear of the squabbles amongst the Highborn. Some of the Keeper Fennec's orders make little sense, like the last time he commanded that we cut off our communications with Rycade Monoris for a while. Why would he do that? It looks like he grew tired of the Winterscale science visits. So the Highborn, Keeper Fennec's orders make little sense, like the last time he commanded that we cut off communications. It looks like he grew tired of Winterscale science visits. Well, it's always a pleasure to aid Keeper Fennec. That's right. If the Highborn have grown tired of each other, let them deal with it. Okay. A little bit confused as to what exactly is going on here, but... The library is full of treatises by the most distinguished scholars of the Imperium, from Astropaths tacticians to Adeptus Mechanicus genitors.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Always keep your eye on the prize. Jump back.
The whispers told me a secret.
Whoa! Okay, good thing we've got that auto pause on.
Never doubt me.
No problem. And no experience gain for disarming traps. Oh, we do. 20 experience for disarming traps. Sick. Okay. Examine. Medicate 50%.
Success is the only
Oh,
outcome
nice.
I accept.
Most of these unfortunate souls took their own lives by slicing their guts wide open.
Keep your wits about you.
Medal. Okay. What was that icon above Adira's head? Denial of nightmares. Okay, that's the amulet we gave her. More goods. Take them.
This is intriguing.
What's intriguing? Oh, that. Ripper auto pistol can be equipped. Solid projectile, 3 to 5. Okay, so low range, 10% armor penetration. Solid projectile weapons. What makes this so good? Unsure. I'll have to compare it to a regular auto pistol. Oh, grenades. Frag grenade times 4. 12 to 24 damage, 20% armor penetration. Deals from 12 to 24 impact damage within the area. This attack has 20% armor penetration. Sick. How do we use grenades? Do we just get them?
We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
My whispers.
I woke up with a feeling of
Holy
wonder,
hand grenade.
as of a field of flowers.
Did you
I
want
feel like he should
Calculations
get
are for
to...
commoners. I don't make mistakes. I make
I want to see the
profitable learning
difference between
experiences.
these. Do we have anybody with an auto pistol? That's an heirloom one. The Ripper auto pistol. What makes it a Ripper? I just want to compare it to a base one. That's all. Auto pistol. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, it's more damage. Sick. We'll just give that to her then. I don't think we'll ever be swapping to her to that, but oh well. More goods. Consumable. You found a consumable item, grenades, stimulants, medkits, and other consumables you place in the quick slot tools. Yep, we get it. Oh, mutated flesh sample. A flesh sample with numerous outgrowths covered in a mesh of bluish-black veins. I wonder why it keeps on ruining my organization. It's quite annoying. No sorting. Okay. See, and then it automatically sorts everything. Oh well. Meteorite chunk. A shard of fused meteorite. Still cold with icy breath of the void. Okay.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Let's loot these guys. Scrappy auto pistols. No big deal. Hopefully we can sell this stuff and make some money. If money is even a concept in this game. Do we even have money? How does money work? Not your standard role-playing game experience, that's for sure. Okay, so let's go up here, open this door.
This could be an opportunity. Fate
Whoa!
will watch you favor the
The
bold.
crew continues to mourn Lady Theodora. I fear it may affect the performance of their duties in service of the Lord Captain.
Whoops.
In his service will they find strength and fortitude. Only thus will they turn their hearts away from the frailties that lead to heresies.
Can't believe we did that. Head traumas abound. We have just screwed ourselves over so badly. Broken ribs. Can be removed and fully healed on the Void Ship Bridge. Oh my god. We have ruined ourselves. Navigator flesh sample. A flesh sample with fragments of scales and rudimentary webbed fingers. Everybody has an unhealable injury. Can be removed and fully healed on the Void Ship's bridge. Can we just go back to the Void Ship? Or we lose the mission. Some goods. I can't believe I did that, man. What an idiot. Clear this with the basics 55.
Oh, come on! I better myself through my service.
Nice. Mars Pattern Sword. Most warriors prefer swords for they provide more flexibility. Tips and parry. I know how that compares. Noble Silk Gloves. Wearer gains a +5 bonus to Persuasion. 3 to tech use. Persuasion. Who has the most persuasion? Where's persuasion? There we go. 50?
Your
30, 50, 30.
I know how to take risks.
I guess we must just remember to swap these out whenever we need to do tech use stuff. Does 35 even help us that much? From 50? I don't think it, yeah. Would rather just keep that. Okay. Door, no. Anything else in here? No.
Let us not dawdle.
Let's go here.
See? Right there!
A trap. Yes, I see it. Tech use 68.
Just as I planned.
What is the benefit of coming in this way?
Duty prevails.
I wonder why that was the whole thing. Okay. Good. Hallowed Fingerbone Charms. Nice. Do we go in here? Did you hear that? Screams. Move. Sir, are you alright? We can't hear anything. Now I see. You are in league with them. Is this an insurrection? Yes, indeed. Death to the traitors. Sir, what are you doing? Get a hold of yourself, sir! Sir's gone mad. I know you're all traitors. Traitors, all of you. They told me, they whispered, hey, who are you? They really need to polish up these, God, if I don't know you're all traitors. How did he die? The, little cinematics could use a bit of polish, in my opinion. Another data crypt thingy. Got 2 of them now. Get all the stuff. Take the stuff. Research notes of Navis Laboratorum, Custodian Fortuna Orselio, Part 13. Keeper Theobald graciously agreed to provide samples of his skin growth so we could study the influence of the rebellious immaterium on the flesh of the Navis nobility. Just as we thought, navigators are positively resistant to the restless currents of the war. The God Emperor truly does shield some people against corruption and misery, but let us get back to the study of mortal flesh. Another servant will be carried in shortly. I must ready the organ extraction equipment. Adamantine dust and black water. This was the worst idea that could have entered my mind. God Emperor be praised, I am lucky to still have my head on my shoulders after this reckless experiment. Nevertheless, we did make an important discovery. The adamantine seems to protect the frail flesh of the low-born to a degree. Having said that, not even the macerator can handle its temper, so we should probably introduce a more complex compound into the formula. All of the data related to the experiment were recorded on data crypt K040H. I'll get back to them later, once I'm done with experiment H41OK. Have I mentioned that the chunk of meteorite found by Keeper FedEx subjects is completely useless, although its shining granules could be used to make new paints for the child? Yes, I think I'm going to do exactly that. What the heck happened here? Tech use it.
That's how it's done. Is there money to be made?
Yes, there's money to be made. Okay. Oh, a long glass. Okay. A sniper rifle. Sick. Carapace chest plate. Dodge penalty negligible. Okay. I think that's what that means. No dodge penalty. Sick. Adeptus. No, must not have. Okay, cool. Fire grenade. This grenade creates a burning area which lasts for 3 rounds. Any creature within that area stands at the moment will affect its appliance. If it's 10 damage with 20% armor penetration and burning for 3 rounds. That is so sick. Okay, let's get some of that. One for him.
What advice do you seek?
My whispers crave entertainment.
One for her.
Look, there's no waste time with pleasant.
Your sense?
Yes.
Cool.
I
Sometimes
will lead us to fortune.
Compared to the las gun. Wow, look at that damage. Laser weapons effective cover. Okay. Dude, we are absolutely taking that. Look at this. Okay, sick. And then light armor. That is amazing. Who needs this?
I am at your service.
He's got
Did I
25%,
mention that my whispers tell me
15,
jokes?
20, that could
Jokes
help
that
her.
once said aloud make your eyes bleed and blood curdle.
Or
The Emperor sets my path.
25, 20. Okay, so this is for me or Adira.
How many?
I have a nose for profit and a taste for adventure.
We give it to ourselves. Sick. And Adira, keep your skin glove. Body glove. Okay. Cool. She's fatigued. In fact, remove the end of combat if gained outside of combat if it's void ship to remove. Oh, jeez. Perception, willpower, and fellowship reduced. Minus 10% strength, toughness, agility, and reduces MP by -1. This is really not good.
I always get the job done.
Okay, I'll just loot all the things.
I always have a backup plan.
What's in here? Awaken the cogitator spirit. The cogitator's vid screen is covered in cracks and stained with dried blood. The buttons, switches, and levers were ripped out of the control panel with exceptional cruelty and scattered around the sacred mechanism that sparks fly and hisses in agony, still refusing to perish. Awaken the cogitator. You turn a few of the remaining dials and pull the activation lever. The cracked vid screen of the sacred engine flickers. The cogitator's insides emit creaks and groans, and the lumens oscillate at random. It takes a while, but eventually the machine spirits do grant you access to the cogitator's systems. Request date on the station's navigators. After a brief pause, the data appears on a vid screen. Fedek Orselio, location, main hall, status alive. Theobald, Calomira, Alexius, and Rasmus. Deceased, alive. Okay, so one guy's still alive, Theobald. The child. Location, upper chambers. Biometric parameters, rapid heartbeat, elevated body temperature, stress levels exceeds the permissible limit. Status unknown, error. Attention, calming procedures advised. Attention, upper chambers inaccessible, error. The control rod is not present. If the rod has been misplaced, immediately contact the station keeper or the Navis Laboratorium custodian. Examine the log. The archive data stored in the cogitator's local data crypt is partially corrupted, but you still manage to access residual logs for examination. A data repository sanctioned by the Tempus Mechanicus to be used in conjunction with the cogitator. View Vox Report 12AH 890. The Vox recording hisses for some time before you hear a voice. This is Officer A282. Do you copy? Several generators overheated on the lower levels. Chambers A to D are underpowered. The Tech Priest crew sent to investigate the problem are not responding. Requesting back. The officer's speech is interrupted by shouting and the recording abruptly ends. Officer H123 speaking. 200 servants have perished due to the explosive decompression of the living quarters. We've located traces of mechanical interference. The preliminary cause is officer sabotage. Crews 5, 6, and 9 are cut off from the main compartment. We have enough oxygen for 20 minutes. May the Emperor save our souls. Senior station officers, this is the captain speaking. We attempted to contact Winterscale Sign for help, but something is jamming the signal. We never received a reply and cannot be sure it was even sent in the first place. A rescue team is not coming. We are on our own, so remain vigilant. Anyone could be a traitor. You hear me? Anyone. If you're in doubt, shoot to kill. The following Vox recordings are too badly distorted to make out even a single word. Examine the recent entries of the incident log. Report X880, originator classified, date classified. The servants close to the child have started butchering one another again. An order came from above to have the remains reprocessed. What is the child? Everything's classified. The negotiations with the Winterscales were a success. A new batch of servants will arrive in 10 moons. Escort them to the laboratory at once. It is imperative that we increase the new retainer's resistance to the child's powers. So the child was maybe like an heir of the nobility, or like a product of the nobility, and it was like more powerful than expected. Data expunged. Docking log. The log is almost completely corrupted, but you managed to recover the latest entry. Identity confirmed. Regent Oronto Orcelio. Date of visit classified. Reason for visit classified. Date of departure classified. Very useful. The yellow lights above the control panel fickle to life in a singular repeating message streams down the vid screen. Warning, damage in technical compartments A12, B3, D8, and H24 detected. Warning, living quarters depressurized. Warning, unable to access station's docking system. Warning, energy regulation system, unknown error. The station will transfer over to the emergency power. Immediate evacuation of the facility is advised. Warning, view the encrypted data. Some buzzes in the cogitator's metallic guts. Several red lumens light up above the vid screen. Required access level, security captain or above. Current access level, senior security officer. Tech use. Ooh, that's not high. Break through the machine guardian's defenses. Oh, we did it. You easily bypassed the restrictions imposed on the sacred machine. The cogitator's overloaded processes were unhappily. Most of the encrypted data has been wiped. You find traces of the purge protocol. Recovery is impossible, but a list of the most recent commands having been embedded in the machine spirit's consciousness now flits across the screen in a single creeping line. Child, delete picked flow, disable access code, annul station controls, delete activate shuttle, self-destruct, purge command log. Exploring the archives for a while longer yields a surviving excerpt from the guard captain's report, mentioning that the security system had recently been reconfigured without his knowledge. His comment reads, "Only the keepers of the station have access to the life support systems, but Keeper Theobald had not left the child's side, and neither had I. Could it be that?" Return to list of available commands. The vid screen blinks and the mechanism of the machine spirit core emit a quiet hum. Call Rycat Minoris for help. Switch to the main. Should we do that? That would piss them off, but we're wounded. This is the... I've got no logic to go on here, guys. Would this maybe piss off the Keeper, or Felix, whatever his name was? Call for help. The system cannot carry out your command despite the eager compliance of the machine spirits. One thing is certain, the problem does not lie in the cogitator's mechanisms. Switch to the main chamber controls. The cog within the sacred mechanism slowly start turning with heavy grinding and clacking. The tired machine spirits grant you access to the station control, at least its parts that still obey the cogitator. Open all doors on the level. The cogitator's vid screen goes dark as if the machine spirits had fled their mechanical casket, but your assumption is incorrect. As it fills with static just a few moments later, you can barely make out an inscription amidst the flow of rapidly changing symbols. Warning, data corrupted, processing error, binaries required. Oh my god. What is happening right now? 0, 1. Okay, they all start with 0, 1, 0, 0. 00. Must be this one. It ends in... No, that is incorrect. It ends in 00. 01... No, it's not that one. It's not any of them. 0100. Error. I haven't calculated binary since like high school. I guess we go with the longest one. Just want to double check. Error 01. Are they not asking you to just repeat the pattern? No, they're not. You push a few buttons on the control panel, but the system rebels and keeps resetting your commands. According to the data, the compartment you're trying to open is decompressurized. The cogitator takes a few moments to gather data from the station's active systems. According to the report, the door has already been opened. The cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station's active systems. According to the report, this door has already been opened. The cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station's active systems. Produces the following message. The protocol has been executed. The passage has been opened. Nice. The cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data. Already been opened. Okay. I have no idea what's going on. I think we successfully opened all doors. Nice. Okay. The vid screen blinks and the mechanisms on the machine's core emit a quiet hum. Main elevator controls. A few manipulations with the switches make you realize the elevator in the upper chamber is blocked. Activate the elevator. Process inquiry confirmed. Good God. The vid screen blinks and the mechanism of the machine's core spirit emit a quiet hum. Step away. You thank the machine spirits and reset the operating protocol. Who designed this quest? Okay.
I always keep my options open.
It lied. Not all doors are open. Whoa, servants. Hello, servants. We are done for. They kill us all. I can't take this anymore. Ooh, Uwe. Uwe has had his tongue cut off, just like the rest of the lesser servants of House Orcelio. Wow. We are done for. Brutal. For some reason, the arch-enemy's twisted influence has found its way into the station. Warp corruption. Or chaos corruption.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Okay. I think we've been going on for a while. Time to call it there. And I'll make sure to upload the next one soon. Thanks everybody for the handsome viewers. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate you guys enjoying the videos. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.